turn on your video. And if you want to see us also, you can turn on your video. And our audio is on. I have put up on the chat. Those who have just joined in, first of all, paper and pen if you can. And the chat box will be active. Type whatever you want here because you're all muted. Any queries or questions at that point of time, you can type in here. I'll read and I'll pause and I'll answer. Or we will take it at the end of the session also. So yeah, let's begin.
Wonderful. So thank you very much. Thank you everybody for joining in to Divine Hub's webinar series. And this is probably our 7th or 8th webinar episode. For all those who don't know us, we are Divine Hub Co-working Space. We are an office space solution provider. We are based out of Andheri. We provide office space to entrepreneurs, startups, businessmen, business owners, everybody. Now, as a part of our events, we've started this online webinar, and we're doing webinars across all the categories. Now, we're very happy to have Manisha today to talk about her favorite subject. Now, this is one of my favorite subjects too because of emotions. Anything and everything to do with emotions is my, favorite topic. And as the title says that, every emotion tells a story. So without any further delay, I would leave it for Manisha to talk about it. And obviously, Manisha, if you could just introduce yourself first to the audience, that would be really great. And then we can start the topic.
Yeah. Great. Thank you, Ketan. Good evening, friends, and welcome to this webinar. Of course, it's my first is with Divine Hub as well as with the Zoom, my online webinar today. So, of course, I'm not nervous because my emotions don't allow me to feel nervous anymore. So I'm very confident. Thank you so much for being here. Well, I'm a holistic healer and a wellness coach, following different modalities of healing since 10 years. I've been doing like theta healing, access bars, emotional counseling, energy cleansing, and now, of course, the law of attraction with this secret book talks about. So that has been my forte now. And yeah, it has, and applying them in my life has helped me a lot. And so I would like to now share my knowledge. And right now, my aim is to empower women emotionally. Of course, women need to be, but men also, because they are the one who suppress them the most, whether you call it male ego or whatever, they hardly ask for help. So emotions are the most important aspect of our life at this point of time. So right now, my question is, what are emotions? You can type in the chat box. What do you mean by emotions? So those who can, and I am reading all the chats, so you can just type, what do you mean by emotions? What do you understand by emotions? So you have to be very active because it is going to be an interactive session so that when you chat, when you type, you understand yourself much better. So yes, can anyone just define an emotion rather? Okay. So emotions basically means, we got one answer. Okay. Emotions mean feelings, right? So yeah, in the general term, these are the feelings, like today I'm feeling sad, today I'm feeling angry, I don't feel like doing it, I'm feeling remorse. So these are the feelings that you feel all the time, right? Okay. Great. I'm having somebody else also answer. So emotions basically defined is, so we know E is equal to energy. So emotions mean energy in motion. So the feelings that are vibrating into your body. Rather, you would tell me ki it's in the mind, but you feel the emotions in your body. And when you feel the emotions in your body is what you express on your face. It comes out in your general day-to-day living, right? Yes. So can somebody tell me now what are the basic emotions of life? So there are two main emotions. Happy, sad. Well, yeah. Okay. So happy, sad, angry, agitated, irritated, correct? Anxious.
Fear and love.
Right. Who answered that? I did not get those. Okay, that's Shraddha. Hi, Shraddha. Great. I know. So
No, my name is Indira. I'm
okay.
Indira.
Okay, great, Indira. Because I couldn't see your name, I could just see Shraddha. Sorry for that. Great. So there are only two, ideally, and we know there are only two emotions: love and fear. Love is unconditional love, with what we are born with, and fear, of course, is innate. And we would not go into the details because there are many different types of fears. But rest are ingrained in us through the conditioning. You know, like when even maybe when you were in school and your friend would just say, "Arey, you didn't get scared." Arey, but that person didn't get scared. Was it necessary for me to get scared? No. But it would be something like you would feel, I did not get scared, so I was supposed to get scared. But because I did not get scared, something is wrong with me. So that is what happens. So love and fear. So fear, there are innate fears of only noise and falling. Human beings have innate fear of only falling and loud noise. Other fears have been created. In fact, somebody, when I had put up an article, they told me, Manisha, I thought the biggest fear was, the people had of that of us government. But that is again a conditioned fear that we have. So right now, if I tell you all to type in the chat box very quickly, how are you all feeling? Emotions are energy in motion, and the feeling that you feel right now, each one of you can just type very quickly, what are you feeling? And I'm not talking about the time of lockdown. I'm just talking about the way you are feeling right now. I'm feeling very happy being here. Nice. Okay. And those who said feeling calm, okay. So you said feeling calm. Now tell me, do you feel calm most of the time? Those who have replied calm, do you feel calm most of the time? What is normal? So for somebody who is always anxious and angry all the time, being that is normal. Okay. So in the present, in the now is what you're feeling, and your feelings create your vibrations. Your feelings create your vibrations. Your thoughts create your vibrations. And that those create your emotions, which is the energy moving in that direction. So when you're constantly thinking, in a day, we think around 60 to 70,000 thoughts. And out of that, even 10 next day also are not useful to us. Do you agree to that? Because our mind is on a constant state of chatter. Okay. Well, somebody says that lockdown has made it. I'm so glad. Me too. I'm very happy being in my I'm in my happy space right now, so it's okay. Great. So now, coming back to our energy in motion. Emotions mean energy in motion. Now that when we are thinking thoughts every single day, and right now in the lockdown, most of us are anxious. We are insecure, the curiosity about what's going to happen next, and we are of course always on the edge. COVID ho gaya to kya hone wala hai? So that's a constant state. So what are we creating? We are creating a state of vibrations, which is moving around and creating such more thoughts. Again, even if you could see, COVID also could be a state of collective consciousness. It's not that the world asked for it, but some way, if you go 2 months back, I'm sure most of us were in a rut of a life, a certain space of life. And then you were complaining, I wish I could do that. I wish I had some more time on hand. I wish I could do this. I haven't relaxed since a long time. I wish I wanted to do that. Well, I think now is the time. Somewhere we all were doing that, and we created or we asked for this in our vibrations. And now that we are already in the lockdown somewhere, I'm sure we are feeling really locked down. But again, most of us are very calm, but yes, anxious. So those are your emotions right now taking control of you. So your emotions are feelings, and your thoughts just like a line on the of the cardiogram, which is for on the for the heart checkup when you go. So it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, depending on how you are feeling at that point of time. And I'm sure it's not possible all the time to be in a happy state, though you can always try being that, because when you do that, you create more happiness around you, you create more happy situations around you. Okay. How many of us do you think have experienced hurt, pain, and anger at any given point of time in our lives? Right? At any given point of time. So these are again the emotions. But do you think you've been able to forgive the people or the hurt that you already had? It could be a loss of a family member. It could be the your closest friend ditching you or just getting angry on you because probably she was not in a good mood. It could be anything. Your mother getting angry at you, or maybe something which you wanted and you just couldn't get it. Do we feel that lack sometimes? So constantly we are feeling something or the other constantly. So that feeling, what if you could always be in the state of feeling happy or good? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it is possible that we could constantly be in a state of, happiness, or in a state of calmness? Can we do that? No. Yeah, because being humans, we know it's definitely not, because at the end of the day, we are human and it hurts. And it hurts. But we can overcome it. And now, if we overcome it, what happens? Do you think that would make you all happy if you'll be able to overcome that? Would that make you happy? Or holding on to that would make you happy? Right. Yes. So we need to get clearer. Yeah, we can't, but we would like to. We all would like to. We all would like to be in a place and space of being happy, joyful, and calm. Correct? Great. So how to control your emotions? Now there are ways. So for example, just take one example in your mind right now. And if you think that whatever situation or person has hurt you, if you had not allowed it to impact you so much, would that still be in your memory till date? My own example, sometimes when people tell me and then I say, okay, did you do that? And they feel, Manisha, don't you even know? I say like, acha, maybe abhi meko yaad nahi hai. Now literally, I have conditioned probably myself when I come to that state that I forget. If that something didn't resonate with me, I don't need to give it any attention. So basically, what you give your attention to grows. Okay. So do you think holding on to these pains and hurts helps you? And when I go further, and if I tell you how it harms you, you would definitely want to create a bag of trash and put it up. Believe me, it works that way. Okay. So most of you say that yes, you would want to. The no is for you. Would you want to release that or no? So we take it on from here. So now let us see how the emotions affect your body, mind, and organs. Okay. So for example, again, we come back to the hurt, because normally most of the time we are emotionally hurt. Okay. The pain that it creates in our mind, and like that situation keeps on playing, rewinding, forwarding in our mind all the time. Okay. And then it creates more pain. It's like just watching that scene again and again. So for example, resentment. Quite a few, how many of you would, and this is where we are 18 of us right now, and I would definitely, including me, I guess, so we need an answer here. I want all of you to reply here. How many of you hold resentment against somebody or the other in your life? Halka sa bhi, even if it is 20%, just put a yes here. Okay. 18, and yes, I'm getting answers. Few more to come. Those who have not put up either even a no, I'm glad. Or if you can put up a no, better. So we know that all are replying. Great. And what if someday I told you that resentment leads to cancer? I am not saying it could be medically proved, but holding resentment against anyone leads to cancer. Why? Now, how these thoughts and feelings work. Even if you are into your daily life, doing all your normal work, enjoying, chilling with friends, whatever, somewhere that thought keeps on cropping up. And then you say, like, I'll never forget this person. I'll never forgive this person. This person has done that to me. I will just see it. But तुम कुछ कर सकते हो? Can you do anything? Or have you done anything? Had you done that, you would have been in a happy space, right? Okay. So sometimes it's not that I also do not hold resentments, but now whenever the thought comes of that person, I'm like, okay, Manisha, resentment is equal to cancer. Dude, not happening. Cancel, 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 and it's out. So one step or one technique, if that thought comes, immediately utter in your mind, cancel, cancel, cancel. Start doing it. Understand, you have been conditioned to hold that emotion over a very, very long period of time. You can always decondition yourself. Right now, Zoom is a good platform. It's like how we are all learning. We are rewiring our brains to use this technology to connect to people. We are maintaining social distancing, but this is the best way to connect to more and more people. So you are rewiring your brains because you are learning something. So you can definitely unlearn the emotion of resentment and bring love only for yourself. Because when you are releasing these emotions, it's for your good and not for anyone else. It is going to help you and nobody else. Of course, forgiveness and other techniques do help, but that is another chapter altogether. If few of you know, or you could just, bring up your memories. If you know somebody with a lot of anger, most of people with anger issues have liver issues. So here what I'm trying to tell you is every emotion is having an associated organ. And if you feed that emotion, that organ goes in for a toss. I've taken only main basic emotions right now. One is resentment, which is, I can't say it's closer to my heart, but I know it's very, very bad. And I have learned to deal with it. Though it still comes up, but I think I can still say 30% I'm dealing with it. But yeah, I can still do it. Anger leads to liver issues. If you are very angry all the time, or if we know people, we should teach them techniques to calm down or find out the issue for anger and connect them to right people. If you know people with grief, somebody would have had a loss of a closed person, or maybe at a younger age, they hold a lot of grief, and you hold a lot of grief into your lungs. So issues related to your lungs, breathing, maybe even lung cancer, it is all because of holding a lot of grief. And then there is communication and expression. Most women go through this thyroid issues. That's the issue of communication, because your throat is the seat of communication. You literally want to blast and scream at people, but yes, you avoid, because we are taught to suppress. Abhi nahi bolna. No, don't speak. No, it's okay. How does it matter? Don't say that. Does it help? It doesn't help. Ideally, it's better. Ek baar bol do and finish it off. But yeah, there are other techniques. I would again give you one more tip. If you feel angry or you want to express yourself to somebody, you want to literally blast someone, which you actually cannot. One, take a pillow and start bashing it. Bash it till you feel relieved. Or write down. Write down anything and everything that you want to tell that person. Whether it is you want to abuse that person, whatever you want to say. Finish it off, burn the paper, and you're sorted. If it is very deep rooted, you may need to do it few more times, but it helps. Once again, all these techniques that I give you are tried and tested and are harmless. There is no reaction to anything. So you can definitely apply those. Allergies. I'm allergic to this and I'm allergic to that and I can't eat this fruit. There could be medical reason. Holistic healing is of course not a substitute for medical issues, but parallelly you can always use them. So allergies is denying your own power because something else empowers you. So you get allergies, you get irritated. Anxiety. Right now, we all are going through a phase of anxiety because of lockdown. We don't know what's going to happen to our work and people and stuff. Anxiety is not moving through the process of life. What if in this process we make the most of it? Say, for example, we are still having another 2 months till the lockdown gets over, and we are not getting into the normal life what we had a few months ago, but it will be something new, it will be something better. If you think constantly that this will make me feel so much better, your emotions are already becoming happier. I've been telling people at home, wait and watch. World is going to be so much pleasant. World is going to be so much better. Imagine if you wanted to travel and which you would have cancelled, but now you will go to a more cleaner and a better place, which will be more hygienic, more happier, because it has overcome all the diseases and all the issues. Fever. When children get fever or when we get fever, fever is again anger burning up. It's like fever is like, you already have, it's high temperature, it's burning. We say body is burning hot, it's so garam ho gaya hai. So it is anger coming up. And so there are many such emotions. And so right now, when I told you all to get a paper and pen, I'll give you all some basic emotions. I'll give you basic affirmations to deal with your basic emotions. Okay, I've just taken few basic ones. At a deeper level, it is our arthritis and the toothache and graying hair. There are many other things, which were of course identified and found by Louise Hay, and she's written a book on it. Quite a few may be aware of it, the book called Heal Your Body. It's an amazing book. And for every organ, every part, she has given the thought process that you have right now and how to change it. So you change it with affirmations. Now, what are affirmations? Every thought you think and every word you say becomes your affirmation. Like for example, earlier, nowadays we don't travel much out. People keep on saying, every time I get down of the building, I don't get a rake. It's so difficult to travel. Now that is that person's reality. It was mine also for a longer time. The moment I changed it and I changed my thinking, when I just get down, an auto is just waiting at the gate. I don't need to keeping on waiting and complaining. It's the negative process which you're giving energy to. That is what is manifesting. So, and people also ask me, how can you be positive and think positive all the time? Yes, you can't. We are humans again. But at the end of the day, how to think positive? When you're thinking a negative thought, just think the opposite of it. It's so simple. I can't really do this. Okay. I can work towards it. If you say try, there's no word called try because the subconscious doesn't understand a word called try. So you can say I can work towards it. And when you start working towards it, things happen. And right now I know after practicing all these things just happen. And I allow them to happen. So I have selected a few affirmations for you, whichever resonates with you at a given point of time. You all can always read those, chant those. Basically, affirmations are to be said 21 times a day till you are very perfect with it. But whatever works for each one. So are you ready to write down few affirmations? So the best one and my favorite is, and this works like magic, whatever your emotions are, this just works like magic. I love and approve of myself. That is one of my best affirmations. I love and approve of myself. So to explain it a little bit, somewhere we have just been into the rat or flow of life, pleasing people, doing things what we were expected to do, in the bargain losing ourselves. So whenever you say I love and approve of myself, people start loving and approving of you as well. Sometimes we do feel people are not respecting us or not looking up to us, or they don't listen to us, whether it's kids, family, children, office. Sometimes you don't get your work through done. So when you keep on saying these, and ideally this affirmation has to be said in front of the mirror. Look into your eyes every morning or whenever you can, and just say this 5 to 7 times. I love and approve of myself, and you will find a fantastic difference in your life. I keep on chanting this like throughout. Now this has become my prayer. Whether if I can't sleep, this is what I keep on saying all the time. Second one is, I'm filled with energy and enthusiasm. I know right now most of us will be feeling very tired. So I'm filled with energy and enthusiasm. Next, I allow life to flow through me. So when you're already saying these at subconscious level, you're already creating a space for all the emotions and good feelings to come into your life. So I'm filled with energy and enthusiasm. I allow life to flow through me. I'm at peace. I am at peace. I'm worthy of joy and love. Again, this one is very close to my heart because, somewhere we were, at least as women, we were almost taught, ki, okay, theek hai na, that person told you, doesn't matter, don't take it too hard. Whether as kids, even friends, we would have a fight or with parents or with in-laws or whatever. Somewhere we were not made to feel worthy of ourselves, or we still don't feel worthy of ourselves. So the moment you start feeling worthy of yourself, things which make you feel more worthy come into your life. So I'm worthy of myself. Pehle khud ko itna strong banao. It's like that. First, you should have your own oxygen mask, how they say in the plane. Then can you give it to other people? Your worthiness, you can give it to another person as well. Your love for yourself, you can share it to another person as well. If you don't have it for your own self, how can you share it to another person? I express my anger in appropriate ways. It's not that we do not get angry or we shouldn't get angry, because again, suppressing anger will lead to other issues, but in a better way. So I'm sure once you keep on chanting this, we will be able to express ourselves in more better way. Another one, my opinions are valued. My opinions are valued. Right. So these were few of the affirmations. These are the basic ones which we definitely need all the time in our lives. So as you say these every day and observe how you feel, and now from now on, start living with awareness. This is what I call and tell people to live with awareness. So someday, because we are so much conditioned, we are in a routine task all the time, we will, promptly respond in the way we normally do. We'll just snap at a person. Then you have to check yourself. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have done that. And then you go back to a regret mode. You don't need to do that. Once you are aware, once you follow these affirmations automatically, and they actually work automatically. Believe me, they work automatically. You don't need to make an effort. You will feel calmer and, okay, fine, I'll do it. You'll respond in a complete different way. So what has happened? You have actually broken a whole cycle of getting irritated, agitated, creating negative emotions into positive ones. So then you feel, oh, thank God, I was able to answer that person in a better way. So you're feeling good about yourself. And feeling good, again, is a good emotion. Why do you feel good about yourself? Because you love yourself. So that is how you create your whole cycle of emotions and rewiring yourself. Another practice which I would highly recommend is appreciation. Appreciation of people around you, appreciation of yourself. When I used to have my meditation classes, and I used to tell my girls, start writing 5 things you appreciate about yourself. How can we do that? Yeah, we'll appreciate 20 things that other people have, whether the house or their qualities. When you sit to write for yourself, it's a tough task. And there was a time when we were made to write 100 things which we appreciate about ourselves. Try this exercise. So all these things, all these exercises make you aware of yourself. They make you feel how to handle your emotions. And at the end of the day, when you sleep and when you see and review your full day, you will feel better equipped. You will feel lighter. And then one more exercise that you're supposed to do before you go to bed, ideally, is gratitude. You will feel grateful that day that, oh, you had such a pleasant day. So once you feel that, start writing. Again, you can have this journal, which I've known parents, like young parents now, they make their kids write every night what they are grateful for. 5 things. Begin with 5 things you're grateful for before you sleep, and ideally as soon as you wake up in the morning. And if you miss a day, there's another technique. Just go backwards in your mind and being grateful. So like if it would be me, I would be like, I'm so grateful for the wonderful dinner that I had. I'm so grateful that my hands are working and I could complete my work. I'm so grateful that I had a good family time with my kids in the lockdown. So go backwards till you finish the day, and you can fall off to a very blissful sleep. What happens is when you are thinking, all these thoughts and all these feelings are creating an energy, which is creating a motion. That is your emotions, which tell your story. So if you are angry, agitated, unable to express yourself, not able to communicate well, and not able to respond in a better way, you are creating or writing a story which I'm sure you are not happy with. But when you follow these techniques, you rewire your brains. When you make a new connection by reformatting your brain, you start living a more better, peaceful life. And like I earlier said, you things what other people say which do not resonate with you will not affect you. And when they don't affect you, you are more in a more better and a peaceful space. So anything else that you would like to know? This is what is emotions, how they tell you a story, and how you can write a new story from that. So we are open now for questions, Ketan. So we can either unmute them or the chat box is open.
Sure, sure. Wonderful, wonderful, Manisha. It was really great. I mean, mainly the affirmation stuff is what I really appreciate, and and some real great affirmations to kind of write now. Guys, so we are open for Q&A. So anybody who wants to ask questions to Manisha, now is the time. I can unmute you guys all. If it becomes too noisy, then probably we'll have to mute it and we'll have to go one by one.
Correct. So we can do
If
that.
you give me a second, I'll just unmute all of you. Okay, so I've unmuted all of you. Oh, have I? Oh, no.
Yeah. So any questions, anything? What you're feeling?
No, I think sorry, I think it was becoming too noisy. So anybody who wants to ask the question, please just raise a hand and I'll unmute you one by one. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I think Rupa has a question. Yeah.
Okay, Rupa, here we go.
Wait.
Hang on. I'm just going to take this.
And I think maybe now she can unmute after you also have unmuted.
I'm
She has
not able
muted
to.
herself. Rupa, can you try unmuting yourself? Now she. Now.
Yeah. Yep.
Hi, Manisha.
Hi, Rupa. Yeah.
In this lockdown period,
Yeah.
your mind is swinging. Sometimes you're happy being at home. Sometimes you're just not happy. You want to really breathe out, go out and all.
Yeah.
Meet family, your friends. So, like your mind is really swinging. It's like, it's difficult. It's not easy.
Correct.
I'm
So
trying to make the most of it, definitely. Trying to learn many things, keep myself busy, but it's not easy.
Correct. So we never said that anything was easy, but it's not impossible, number one. Number two, again, like I said, journaling. What you're feeling at that point of time. Even I feel like meeting my friends, and some I'm happy not meeting, some happy meeting them online as well. But yes, you miss the life that we had earlier before this lockdown, correct? So now how would you want to control your mind? Because it is, we know, it's a monkey mind. So first of all, start with those affirmations and write down what would it take me to handle the situation? That's it. Be in that question mode. You all can all write this question. What would it take me to be calmer right now? So another tip, whatever you want to, have it in life, ask a question. What would it, the question has to be in what, not how, when, and why. The hows, when, and whys you never ask. What would it take me to feel more calmer? What would it take me to be more happier in this lockdown? What would it feel like? And try doing that 5 times. You will be sorted.
I'll try. Thank you.
Yes, and if it doesn't help, you can definitely, call me. I'll be there. We can have some more meditation sessions then.
1-to-1.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Rupa.
Okay, who wants to go next?
Deepa. Yes, Deepa, where are we? Yeah, Deepa is there.
Unmute. Okay.
Yeah.
So at this time, I guess there are a lot of
I can't hear you.
and options, so many things that one can do. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear. Now we are clear. Yeah.
So there are so many things that one can do at this time, right? Like saying that can I do this, I can do that, I can do that. So I think there can be a big list of things to do, but what is happening is to getting down to doing it, that is not going to that step. So it's like, because I think there is time, so you can do so many things. So it's easy to say, okay, I can do so many things, but to get down to doing all of it, I mean, step by step, I know it's easy to say, but I think there's some part which is going in the head that it just stops, So what do you do for that?
Very important thing is it is going in the head. So who is residing in your head is my question.
Me only.
So if we say, you either listen to your heart, and who's in the mind? If you are in the heart, then you can't be in the mind. Right? So the chatter goes in here. The mind tells you, no, how can you do this? No, how can you do that? But your heart says you can do it. So the trick here would be, what can I do or what can I be to complete all the things that I want to do at a given point of time? What can I do to be more organized? What can I do to kind of, compartmentalize my work? So make a list, priority list. Okay, these are the 5 things which I would want to do in next 15 days. Fine, you've done that, another 15 days. What would it take for you to do whatever you want to do? The question is, what would it take for me to do what I want to do in a more organized way? And start asking that question and then practice. So everything that we said, practice makes you perfect, of course, but practice is a thing because we need to change and rewire our brains. We are literally in a state of transformation, all of us at a given point of time. Life is completely going to change. So it's a new life altogether. It's like a kid getting up and learning to walk, and we all are going to learn to walk a different path now. So what would it take for us to be so stronger that you're already prepared to be flying there? So what would it take for me to be XYZ?
Yeah, I think that helps. Making a list is good.
Yes. So you might be having 100 lists, but at least 20 you can accomplish. And then you have only 80 more to go. So that's the way to look at it. And those 20 will make you happy. The another 20 would be just accomplished in happiness. It becomes easier. It's a domino effect. Right? Yeah. Okay.
So who have we got here now? Okay, here we go. So
okay, who's next?
I think I'm just trying to mute. Okay, there we go. Yes, Sanjeev, please go and ask your question.
Type it otherwise. Avni, I think you can type it.
Can you hear?
Yeah. A lot of echo.
Okay. Manish, I have to ask you, we have these conditions.
No, that's.
Can you type it, please?
1 second. I think. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of echo, so I believe she'll have to type in. Okay, so till the time she's typing in, anyone else? We've got some questions coming in as well. So Manisha, I have a question here. So like, how we talk about having a great IQ, would you agree that in these times, not in these lockdown time, I mean in general now, would you think one has to develop an EQ skill as well, and they have to be more kind of emotionally stable and emotionally strong? Would it be fair to say that now?
Yes, it's very important, because again, what it has been is we've been conditioned over the time for a certain life. We have grown like from kids to adults, and as an adult, we were already set in this particular life, though we were always complaining. And it's not that like for everyone, even in my own house, I can see that. And I'm like, ठीक है कुछ और नया अच्छा होगा. It's like, how our parents used to say कि जो भी होना है अच्छा ही होगा. So maybe this was even God's way or universe's way of telling us, even I need time now to reconstruct everything. You all have been bad kids most of the time. So now let us grow, and now let me work. So God needed his peace. He said, tum log bhi shanti rakho, you also have your own peace. And in this peace now, we will start being more compassionate towards ourselves, which you've actually forgotten. We've been living like machines. So we have this time now to, adjust our machines, do the oiling, go within. In fact, there's something, a technique called switch words, which I use also in my healing at times, which means all the words are certain times used to, light like a switch. So for example, when you're feeling very low and when you get up sometimes in a very drowsy mood, I tell people up, 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 up. And the moment you chant up, 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 you are more brighter. And even I practice myself. So I was just going through my sheet and I found this word called corona. Now the meaning of corona here means self-insight, compassion, bringing your own light, connecting your higher self. Now, I'm sure we can all resonate with this. It means compassion towards yourself, developing your own abilities, and connecting to your higher self, which is your God. And that is what precisely we are sitting at home and doing.
True.
So in collective consciousness, our prayers will work for us, being compassionate first towards ourselves, because you have to take care for yourself. Even we are living again in anxiety. Courier aaya, vegetable wala aaya. We'll be like, I hope I don't get that. We'll wash it. We'll do that. Why? Because we love ourselves. So same thing. That is your compassion for yourself. And it's better. And we have to develop that skill now. And when you're stable with your emotions, you're stable with your mind and with your feelings. It's definitely very more important. This is the right time actually to develop your EQ.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's so great.
So I think has Avni typed her question?
I don't think so.
A question is, conditioned emotions are in memory, short term or long term. How do you deal? So yes, Avni, you deal with it again with rewiring your brain. Like it's like upgrading your, computer system. So affirmations, being positive, and journaling. How are you feeling at that point of time? If I'm not able to cope up with somebody at tech level, so I can now do Zoom meetings. I am in and out of Zoom all the time right now. But if you tell me to please go and do the Excel worksheet, I just cannot do it. I'm still not up to date with that. And I agree to that. But I can always upgrade my skill by learning it, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional. So the idea here is to learn. And when you learn something new, you upgrade yourself. That's it. It's as simple as that. So you don't need to deal with it. You need to upgrade yourself. And as Bhagavad Gita always says, only change is constant. You are changing every single minute. So that's how you're just going to change with your affirmations, feeling good about yourself. And as you feel good about yourself, good things start happening. I hope I've answered you, Avni. Yeah.
So, Manisha, we've got a question on Facebook, and somebody is asking, and I wouldn't, she's saying, please do not mention my name. Okay, that's fair enough. Somebody saying how important and how easy is to control our emotions.
Important, it's extremely important, because if you are not stable, how can you control your own situation, right? And emotions, again, it's energy in motion. Like when you're sitting under a fan or you're putting on an AC, you are controlling it either through your remote or through that knob that you have, right? So it is equally important for yourself also to be in that. You can't be in the constant mode, but when you set it, you know how we have the cut level. So when you set yourself at that level, you're always happy or you're always in a balanced state. So maintaining balance is actually and definitely very important. And again, you can do this with all the techniques. Ideally, I always tell my clients, write. When you're writing, you are creating a focus. And when you create a focus, it helps you get more clear. It's like, if I don't like Karela and if my sabzi wala is only Karela or Bindi, I have to make a choice. Either I want Karela or I want Bindi. It's as simple as that. So when you write, you know what exactly you want. I hope I've answered her question. And if she's...
No, oh yeah, so yeah, the answer will definitely reach her. Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah.
Have you got any more questions here, guys? Because I wanted to ask Manisha, so what would be, so for our audience here, Manisha, as a takeaway for them, you know, like generalizing things, what are those 2 must-do things every day to keep your emotions intact and, you know, be in a good state of mind?
I'll answer that. I think before that, Avani has one more question. How long years you have taken to heal or upheal yourself? Well, it's been a long journey, but since the 10 years that I started learning healing, it has been, of course, 10 years, but last 2 years have been really great since the time I started following law of attraction. So I would really love to teach that to people as well. So yeah, it has been a long journey. And yeah, 2 things, what you would want to take away, at least in these times, is be aware. Aware is what I constantly tell people. Be aware of your thoughts and feelings, and appreciation. When you start appreciating where you are, whatever you are doing, you will be feeling much better. It anyway diverts your mind. We may be getting, again, it's another A, we may be getting agitated, angry, anxious, anxiety, all the A's coming in. But when you are aware that these are the emotions that I'm feeling, with awareness and with acceptance, can you start following these? And yeah, whenever you feel, you know, it's too overwhelming, take a notepad and start writing down. And Deepa is very good at teaching drawing and start doodling as well. So you can start painting and doodling as well. It is just a catharsis. It will help you a lot.
Cool. So we can now call it a session now. Thank you very much, Manisha. I believe no one else has got any more questions, but thank you very much for joining in and coming in here. So, you know, I would like to take this opportunity of, you know, thanking you on behalf of Divine Hub. So thank you once again. We're really looking forward to do more and more such wonderful sessions. Law of attraction would be one of them, because I have been reading Jack Canfield and I've been reading about law of attraction too. So that's something that is, you know, I think very interesting. Let me see. There's a chat. Okay, it was lovely, wonderful. Okay, so people are all thanking and they're happy and all of that. So.
Thank you so much, Ketan and Rupal, for this opportunity. And I'm glad all these people were here today. Those who are meant to be were here on this platform today. And any help, you can always connect to me. And love you all, guys. God bless you. And be aware, be happy, and leave the anxiety behind. That's it.
And appreciate.
And appreciate everything that you appreciate the corona, and it'll go away. It's okay. It won't come back to you. So don't worry about that.
Of course. Cool. Thank you very much, guys. And see you later.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.